In 1571, the Yucatan public became sick to the plague. One man tracked down a plant and alongside others, drank it. The substance turned individuals blue and made them unequipped for taking in air. They immediately moved to the sea and made a development in the profound water, Talocan. One of the ones who ingested the plant had a child named Kukulkan. The child grew up to become leader of Talocan. At the point when Fen kicked the bucket, she requested to be covered on the land. Kukulkan drove a few watchmen up to the land where he saw a development. They went after the civilization to account for his mom's entombment. One of the townspeople referred to him as Namor, signifying the kid without adoration. Shuri works in her lab, making a good attempt to make a counterfeit heart-molded spice to use for her sibling, and Wakanda's the best, T'Challa, who is passing on from a disease. Ramonda gradually strolls into the lab, reporting the Lord's demise. After a year, Wakanda is experiencing difficulty with different countries needing their vibranium. The Dora Milaje discover French military men attempting to take from their station. Afterward, Ramonda converses with the unified countries and uncovers the French's endeavor to take. She reminds the nations that despite the fact that the Dark Jaguar is gone, they will in any case battle. At a mining station, Americans mine in the sea utilizing a vibranium locator that was made by a MIT understudy, Riri Williams. They utilize this to find vibranium in the sea. Abruptly they go under assault by Talacanals who don't need them taking their vibranium. The final helicopter of survivors is struck somewhere near Namor. In Wakanda, Ramonda and Shuri go to the water and grieve the year since T'Challa's passing. They consume their memorial service pieces of clothing to mean the finish of the grieving time frame. In spite of Shuri not being totally prepared for this, Namor then shows up, overcoming the line by going under the water. He uncovers to them the presence of Talocan and believes their assistance should prevent outsiders from taking vibranium. He likewise makes sense of that Wakanda isn't the main spot that has vibranium, Talocan has it as well. Ramonda reprimands him, stressed of his presence. He lets them know he will kill the researcher who created the machine and that they can help him, however they can't impede him. Shuri and Okoye go to meet Everett Ross, who gives them the name and area of the youthful researcher, regardless of potentially offering private data. Okoye and Shuri then, at that point, go to Cambridge, Massachusetts to track down Williams. They follow her to her carport where she uncovers that she is chipping away at an Iron Man-type covering. Notwithstanding, they are trailed by the FBI. The three move away, Okoye in a vehicle, Shuri in a cruiser, and Williams in her protective layer. Abruptly, they are met by Talacanals, Atuma, and Namora. A short conflict closes in Shuri and Williams getting caught. Ross shows up at the scene the following day and meets with his ex, Valentina Legre de Fontaine. He likewise tracks down Kim Oyo-Dabs and conceals them. In Wakanda, a goaded sovereign Ramonda criticizes Okoye for losing Shuri, which is exacerbated by past occurrences. For example, when she apparently agreed with Killmonger when he usurped the privileged position, and flames her from her situation as broad. Shuri and Williams awaken in Talocan. Namor shows Shuri the human advancement, attempting to persuade her regarding his goals, in any event, giving her his mom's armband. Notwithstanding, she differs in killing Williams. In the meantime, Ramonda goes to Haiti to see Nakia, who had left Wakanda 6 years earlier. She requests that Nakia track down Shuri for her. Nakia does a few spying and sorts out the area. She then breaks Williams and Shuri out as Ramonda converses with Namor about his arrangement. They return to Wakanda, however just for additional torture as Namor and his kin attack. They flood the city causing a hard and fast conflict. Namor deals with all of the Wakandan vehicles prior to flooding the royal sovereign at this point. He and his kin then, at that point, leave the country. In the meantime, Allegra de Fontaine figures out that Ross has been speaking with Wakanda this entire time and has him captured. M'Baku converses with Shuri after the burial service and gives her ethical judgment that she shouldn't kill Namor. He then tells her he will give lodging to the uprooted Wakandans following the assault. Shuri then utilizes Namor's mom's armband to make the counterfeit hard-formed spice which at last works. She goes to the astral plane subsequent to taking it and is welcomed by Eric Killmonger, who claims they are something similar. They contend a peace before Shuri claims she will kill Namor out of vengeance. Shuri awakens and makes herself a suit. She then drops into a gathering among M'Baku and the elderly folks as the Dark Puma. In arrangement of the fight, Shuri and Williams understand that they could debilitate Namor by warming his body up to where it can't get oxygen. They then make a second Ironheart defensive layer. Shuri gives Okoye a new shield chamber holding Ramonda and Williams. Williams begins suffocating, so Ramonda swims to save her. She can get Williams to somewhere safe and secure, yet just to suffocate simultaneously. Shuri grieves her mom's passing as Namor tells her she is acting similar as Iron Man's 2, called the 12 p.m. Heavenly Messengers. Okoye initiates Sonika to be separated of her two-lady group. In the sea, they utilize a vessel to draw the Talacanals into a snare. The fight starts as Namor appears to acquire the upper hand. In any case, Dark Puma traps him in a Regal Claw contender as they remove off from the fight. In the interim, the Dora Milaje battle the Talacanals on the vessel while the Jabari clan, Nakia, and the others fight the ones on top. Ironheart and the 12 p.m. Holy Messengers deal with the airborne Talacanals. Black Panther heats up the Royal Talon fighter, weakening Namor, but he begins to break out with his spear. Black Panther shoots a blast from her vibranium gauntlets which explodes the whole ship, sending the two adversaries into the island below. The two fight some more until Namor impales Shuri. However, instead of finishing her off, he is more worried about getting to the water before he dies. An injured Black Panther breaks free and gets in front of the limping Namor. She then yells Wakanda forever as she armors up, sending a blast from the exploding Talon fighter into Namor. He is set ablaze as he collapses. She stands over him to finish him off, but remembers her brother, T'Challa. With these memories of the man he was, she decides to spare Namor's life as long as he returns to Talokan. Namor has gratitude for the Black Panther and joins her as they return to the fight scene and tell everyone to stop fighting. Black Panther then yells Wakanda forever once again as the rest repeat it back. In the aftermath, Williams returns to MIT without her armor as the Wakandans do not want any controversy with letting her keep it. Shuri leaves for Haiti instead of challenging for the throne, which ultimately is challenged by M'Baku. Later, Namor paints in his room as Atuma greets him. Namor assures her that their new alliance with Wakanda will be beneficial. On his way to prison, Okoye breaks Ross out of custody. In Haiti, Shuri meets with Nakia prior to leaving for the ocean side where she consumes her memorial service stately robe in understanding to Ramonda's desires, permitting her to lament T'Challa at long last. In a mid-credits scene, Shuri discovers that Nakia and T'Challa have a child, Toussaint, who Nakia has been bringing up stealthily distant from the tension of the privileged position. Toussaint uncovers his Wakandan name as T'Challa.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe in channel, like and share.